show. That's right. Welcome back, folks, to a Notre Dame officially releases the home 2025 schedule and kickoff times with a big noticeable difference and surprise. Let's get into it. Edition of the Always Irish Show. As always, you can find the program at YouTube. Do it. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Appreciate it very much. Give the video a thumbs up. That helps Yanni out as well. Notifications on that way you don't miss nothing. Twitter, search bar Always Irish or at Always Irish Inc. Emails alwaysirishnd@gmail.com. Audio only, anywhere you want it, you can get it. Don't want to see my face. Who's going to blame you for that? Go to audio only. Save yourself the despair. Call-in lines, bro, they're popping in the offseason. 312-988-15. A lot of people got a lot of stuff they've heard and seen. Notre Dame Fighting Irish brought to you by SI. Read all about it. Patreon.com/Always Irish. Former captain, leading tackler, Mike Goolsby and myself breaking it all down. Thanks for being there. A lot of recruiting talk. Breaking down these recruits' film, talking about the commits. A lot of juicy stuff over there. Thanks to everybody who's there. All right. Welcome in. Welcome back. Notre Dame released the 2025 home schedule dates and official kickoff times. And there's a very interesting change here that almost everybody picked up on right away. Let's get into it. Let's go over it. And when we get to the unique item that's changed, we're gonna try and decipher why there's a change. To me, couple different things enter my brain, and we're going to see if you guys agree or disagree. First, let's get after it. Texas A&M. Primetime 7:30 Eastern start. As if it was going to be anything else. It's Notre Dame, Texas A&M in beautiful South Bend in September. Give me a break. Primetime, baby. I can already picture that sun going down and then they're, zooming in and the stadium and the dome and the pink sun coming down in September. Beautiful time of the year in that part of the country. So it's going to be beautiful. Prime time, baby. Purdue, 3:30 Eastern. Now, I like this because for our tailgate, we'll have an extra hour to tailgate. Some of these tailgate games, I always pick September and a game that isn't a premier game that I'm going to be all stressed out and not in the mood to tailgate. And it's going to cost too much for a bunch of people to bring the whole family. I want kids to be invited, whatever. So because of all that, I pick one of the lower level games. But the problem is some of them have been like 2:30 starts. It's a little early. So 3:30 gives us a whole nother hour to continue the festivities in the parking lot. I appreciate that. So good old 3:30 start for Purdue. Boise State, 3:30 as well. NC State, 3:30, but on Peacock. And I got a question. And I don't know the answer. This is not sarcasm. It isn't anything. I'm just genuinely asking. Is that channel taken off, that old streaming thing with Peacock and NBC? Is that, as much as Notre Dame has gone down that path with their programming and trying to be a thing there, I'm just wondering, does anybody have an update on the numbers? Like, is that taking off the way they want it? Or like, what's the deal? I don't know that. What's the deal with Peacock's status? USC. 7:30 Eastern again. No surprise here. Here's my question. Could this be the last regular season home game Notre Dame's going to host USC for? I don't think they're on the schedule after 26. And with all these rumors that they may drop us because the Big Ten's too hard and too much travel, they don't want to risk another loss, whatever. Could that be the last scheduled meeting at home against USC? We'll go there in 26. They're not on the schedule after that. Look it up. You don't believe me. You're just so used to penciling them in. When it used to be, when you look years ahead at a schedule, there would be a few names booked in there and you knew who they were, and the other schedule fills in around them. They're not on the schedule after 26. Is this going to be like a big event because it may be the last time in the regular season to catch them at home? I don't know. Here's where it gets interesting after that. November 8th, Navy, 7:30 Eastern starting time and prime time, baby. It's a little interesting. 7:30 start prime time. That gives you 3 primetime night games at home. Now, don't get this messed up in your brain. We always end up, it feels like more than half of our games are night games, but they're not all at home. A bunch of those games, more of them than we host at home, are flexed into primetime because it's that team's biggest game of the year or whatever. So usually Notre Dame gets 2 night games a year. And so now it's 3. That's interesting. We'll circle back to that. Very interesting. Then you got the Steve Angeli Bowl against Syracuse, senior day, 3:30, whatever. So the obvious outlier here is Navy being a night game. Nobody's going to question A&M being a night game. Nobody's going to question USC being a night game. That's the outlier. Navy at night. Now ask yourself, what are the reasons that this may be occurring? I got 2 answers. It may be one of these answers. It may be both of these answers, or maybe you're going to tell me it's none of the above. I don't know. Is Navy at night because it fits the NBC Big Ten slotting with the other games they have that day? See, it's easy to forget that sometimes we got to navigate that Big Ten NBC schedule. And I'm going to be completely honest about this. Maybe you disagree. I don't feel like Notre Dame's gotten the King's treatment from NBC once they hooked up with the Big Ten as well. And maybe, listen, you guys, I'm transparent. I'm open. I'm a Notre Dame homer. Everybody knows it. Maybe I'm just being a little sensitive, but it just feels like NBC starting to cater to that Big Ten money pie a lot more than they like messing with little old Notre Dame. That's the girlfriend they've had 20 years, 30 years. You get what I mean? I'm not saying they're kicking us to the curb, but I've just gotten this vibe like they're a lot more excited to cater to this new Big Ten deal than they are the old team they've had forever. That's just my feel when I look at the relationship with Notre Dame and NBC over the years and where it's at and whatever you like or don't like about Notre Dame's NBC TV product. Right? So I just kind of feel like we're like second fiddle now to the cute new girlfriend that's 25 years younger, something. But again, maybe you disagree and I'm being oversensitive and I'm open to that charge. So number one is maybe it just worked out with whatever the Big Ten has going where that slot's open and they have their stuff during the day they want to do, other games, and we could bump into the night slot. Number two, some people may not like this. Some people may think this kind of thinking is below Notre Dame. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. Let me know what you think. Number two is, listen, man, you sell way more beer on a Saturday night than you do a Saturday day. It's just a reality. A night game at Notre Dame is an all-day affair for everybody involved. Night games just generate more juice in the building. No matter who it's against, a night game creates more juice. And I think people are going to drink a lot more juice. Could it be that simple that Notre Dame's realizing night games are awesome and they're more exciting and everybody's louder and they're more into it and they drink more and there's more intensity? I don't really think it's debatable. I've always asked, why isn't Michigan and Ohio State at night? And I think the answer is there'd be 98 fights in the crowd. But like, I've always wondered, why in hell is that game everybody in America watches pure hatred? Why is it always at like 11 in the morning? Build that baby up and make it a night game. I sincerely think they're afraid of what the fans are going to do to each other. Why else is that game not the night game of the week? So there's just no doubt to me, night games generate more everything, including beer sales, which is now a thing. Does Notre Dame realize this and they're trying to lean into that? Is that a part of this shift of being open to having more night games than we're used to? Maybe you've come up with another answer, but those are the only two I got. So I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. So that's the setup. That's the change. I think it's interesting, and I'd love to know the real reason why. Let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to check out the merchandise. The link is in the description. You can browse and carouse all the different Always Irish gear. Make sure you head over there and get something for the next tailgate. Thanks for being here.